Ukrainian saboteurs strike again, NATO weaponry used in deadly terrorist attack in Russian region. Former U.S. Army soldiers sentenced to 45 years for plotting terrorist attack on own unit, betrayal and deceit within ranks. Estonia's brave stand against Russia, the tiny country making a big impact on Europe's future. UK deploys massive naval force in epic Middle East and Africa showdown against global threats. Breaking news: Russian defense minister secretly inspects troops on the front line in Ukraine without evidence. Enjoy watching and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on important news. Russia claims attack in Bryansk region carried out using NATO weapons. On March 2nd, Ukrainian saboteurs allegedly used NATO weaponry to attack the Bryansk region, as stated by the Russian Foreign Ministry on Friday. The ministry's statement suggested that Ukrainian officials have admitted that their actions are authorized and backed by the US and other NATO countries. The Bryansk region murders were committed using NATO arms, the ministry further alleged, raising doubts about the state's classification as collaborators in such criminal activities and terrorism sponsors. The ministry indicated that appropriate conclusions had been made from the event and an investigation was launched to ensure that the perpetrators face justice. On Thursday, Ukrainian forces launched an offensive in Russia's Bryansk region, resulting in the death of one resident and injuring a 10-year-old child. The attack was deemed a terrorist act by Russian President Vladimir Putin. A former U.S. Army private named Ethan Melzer was sentenced to 45 years in prison for plotting a terrorist attack on his own paratrooper unit. Melzer was devoted to a violent extremist group known as the Order of Nine Angles, 09A, and other terrorist groups seeking to erode or destroy Western civilization. He shared U.S. military secrets with other followers of these groups and planned to join co-conspirators to carry out a jihadi attack that would cause a mass casualty event, provoke the United States into engaging in a foreign war, and cause mass bloodshed and terrible harm to the country he had sworn to protect. Melzer pleaded guilty last June to trying to murder service members, supporting terrorists, and illegally transmitting defense information. His lawyers had asked for no more than 15 years behind bars, but the judge sentenced him to the maximum 45 years, rejecting his claim to be a remorseful, reformed man and calling him a traitor. Melzer's actions constituted one of the most stunning betrayals from within the ranks of the armed forces ever to be prosecuted in a federal court, according to Assistant U.S. Attorney Matthew Hillman. Melzer's actions have caused allies to doubt whether they can share sensitive information with the United States and have left his fellow paratroopers feeling angry, betrayed, and confronted with what they might have missed. Melzer's psychological cancer within his unit threw into question the trust that soldiers must put in their commanders and fellow service members. Melzer's unit was about to board buses to Italy to guard an isolated and sensitive military installation when he was arrested on May 30, 2020. Never underestimate the Russians. Lessons from NATO's frontier. Estonia's history of tension with Russia, which has led to a lack of trust between the two nations. The Narva River serves as a border between Estonia and Russia, as well as a NATO frontier with Russia. Estonia has been a supporter of Ukraine since it gained independence from the Soviet Union, and on the eve of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Estonia provided Javelin anti-tank weapons to Kiev. Despite being a small country with a defense budget significantly smaller than the US, Estonia has been a staunch supporter of Ukraine and a vocal critic of Russian aggression in the region. The Baltic states, including Estonia, have indeed become important moral leaders in Europe, standing up to Russian aggression and promoting democracy and human rights in the region. These countries have faced and overcome significant challenges in their own transitions to democracy and have offered support and guidance to other countries in the region, including Ukraine. In recent years, Estonia has also become a leader in digital innovation, with a highly developed e-government system that has attracted international attention. This has given the country a unique voice on the global stage, as it has become a leading proponent of digital democracy and cybersecurity. Overall, Estonia's efforts to support Ukraine and promote democratic values in the region have earned it respect and admiration from many Western nations, and it is likely to continue to play an important role in shaping the future of Europe. British military joins massive Middle East exercise. The Royal Navy's participation in International Maritime Exercise, IMX, 23 reflects the UK's commitment to working with its international partners to address common security challenges. The exercise will provide an opportunity for the Royal Navy to hone its skills in countering a range of threats, including those posed by terrorism, smuggling, sea mines, and aerial drone attacks. The exercise will involve a significant number of military personnel, ships, aircraft, and unmanned systems from 50 nations, covering thousands of miles across the Middle East and Africa. The UK's involvement in the exercise will be extensive, with all of its Gulf-based ships taking part, as well as dive/bomb disposal teams, Royal Marines boarding and search specialists, drone operators, and medics. The RAF will provide aerial support from its base in Akrotiri, Cyprus. The RFA Cardigan Bay, which will serve as a floating testbed for technology trials during the exercise, has the potential to revolutionize naval warfare, not only in the Gulf region but worldwide. The vessel will also be used as a hub for several of the UK's international partners to test their equipment. Overall, the UK's participation in IMX 23 underscores its commitment to promoting stability and security in the Middle East and beyond. The Russian Defense Ministry has stated that Sergei Shoigu, Russian Defense Minister, ostensibly inspected the Russian grouping of troops on the front line in Ukraine. Shoigu allegedly listened to reports, discussed the provision of troops, and distributed orders and medals. He also told the soldiers that they are fighting with dignity and that they have a lot of work ahead of them. The Russian Defense Ministry did not provide any evidence of his stay on the territory of Ukraine. China defends growing military budget. China plans to increase its military budget to address complex security challenges and fulfill its responsibilities as a major country, according to Wang Chao, spokesperson for the National People's Congress. While outlays have remained stable as a percentage of GDP, military spending has increased annually for the past 3 decades. Wang stressed that China's military modernization is not a threat, but a force for stability and peace. However, the move is expected to heighten tensions with the US and other countries.